Welcome into another episode of Let's Talk Local. Today, brought to you through the friendship and partnership of our good friends over at the Lake in the Hills Rotary Club. And we're going to be talking about the Rib Fest 2024. Big stuff. Welcome in. Tell us who you are and what you do with the Rotary or what you don't do. Lindsay.
I am Lindsay Herrera. I've been with the Rotary Club since 2015 and had the pleasure of being president and co-president with the person right next to me who's about to introduce herself.
Well, and she also forgot to mention that she is this year the co-chair of the Rib Fest with me. So my name is Jackie Merritt, and I was president and co-chair with Lindsay, and I have chaired the Rib Fest for the last 3 years, and I am in the process now of transitioning that over to Lindsay.
And I'm Nikki Covarrubias. I've been with the Rotary Club for a year and a half now. And the reason why I'm even in this club is because of Rib Fest about a year and a half ago. Now I am chair for our scholarships and grants and helping with getting the Rib Fest up and running.
That noise that we're hearing happens to be the tornado.
Which will tell you how committed we are to everything
That's
that we
right.
do.
And how comfortable are you?
I'm comfortable.
Well, I mean,
I think this is appropriate.
okay.
So if you're watching this, of course, we recorded this on the evening of the 27th of February. So it's crazy. It was 73 degrees today.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's probably 10.
27th of February. There is a tornado.
Tornadoes.
We had
We'll be
snow the
fine.
other day too.
We'll be
Sure.
It's a metal roof, so it'll just peel off like a sardine can. It'll be fine.
Excellent.
Literally how committed we are to this.
Literally.
Yes.
And now the fun thing is, we'll watch this and go. It was.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And Nikki, your last name again?
Covarrubias.
Yes, that's not even his radio name. Right? I mean, that's his cool real name.
That
I
is.
love it.
See, that's not even my full name, so that's just abbreviated. So if you want to go over there, it's Nicholas Antonio Covarrubias.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we just call him Nikki.
It works. That's right. All right. So for everybody who's just kind of tuning in and doesn't know much about Rotary, Lindsay, give me a lowdown on what Rotary is, what they do, what it's about. And it's more than just eggs and bacon in the morning meeting for coffee.
I think traditionally Rotary has been a group of, or at least the idea is a group of businessmen that would get together for lunch to expand their businesses. And thankfully it has evolved into a worldwide club where if you can think of something, there is a group of doers waiting to support pretty much anything that you believe needs to be supported in the world. But there are 7 pillars. I don't know if you can name all 7 right now.
Sleepy.
No.
Those are different
No.
colors.
Right.
Different seven.
Right. There are 7 pillars that they support.
Can you
But
name them?
I know water,
Me too.
education,
Okay. Women,
women, definitely
Children.
women.
children.
Keep going.
They just added environment. Polio.
Yeah,
Mhm.
polio. Right?
Mhm.
That's
That's a
big
big one. And then there's a couple others maybe Doc and Dopey, I
Right.
think.
So
But-
literally, the
Mhm.
polio one, I love. Literally, Rotary has basically gotten rid
Pretty
of
close to
polio
eradicated. Pretty
eradicated,
close to
right?
eradicated.
In the world.
Mhm.
in the
Yep.
world.
In the world. That's
Right?
huge.
They keep track of the numbers, and there will be 3 that will pop up in
Yeah.
Afghanistan. So,
Right,
so
yeah.
that's why they cannot consider it, and that's why they haven't let it go.
Yeah.
But it is their goal.
Or there's
There's only been one other
There's-
disease that's been eradicated, and that's smallpox.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of that's sort of the Rotary Call to Fame
Mhm.
sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Not that I mean, yay, yay.
right. No, I mean that's really cool,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Because you don't hear of a club
Mhm.
that is Rotary nationwide.
Oh,
Or
it's worldwide.
worldwide.
Yes.
Yep.
International. There are
Yeah.
over 1 million members internationally. We've had the opportunity to meet them from Uganda, from
India,
India,
Italy.
from Germany, from
France.
from Peru, from Guatemala. So
We're a very international
Yeah.
club.
yeah.
Very locally as well. Just going into any town you haven't been in, any state, just look at the welcome signs, and I guarantee you there is a Rotary gear symbol
Yeah.
on the signs.
Yeah, that's just pretty
Yeah.
noticeable, right? Is
Ye-
that logo?
Yeah.
Correct.
But the important thing to know is there are breakfast clubs, there are lunch clubs, there are dinner clubs, there are service clubs.
Mhm.
So there is something for everybody.
Yeah, and
We
that's
just need
kind
to
of
find your
when
club.
they meet, really. I mean, it's
Mhm.
not that you're just gonna be a club that makes breakfast.
No.
I still joined that club, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
we do love some breakfast.
Yeah.
We all love breakfast.
So the Lake in the Hills Rotary Club. Do you know how long it's been around? What's the
Since
skinny?
2007?
Well, I would say 20 years is when they were chartered. They were chartered off of the Algonquin. It was an Algonquin Lake in the Hills club that
Okay.
chartered them. And they decided they didn't want breakfast, so they moved it to lunch. So there were a group of members that decided that they wanted a lunch club rather than a breakfast club because it was too early in the morning for them. And that's how it started.
So that is awesome.
Mhm.
If anybody who's listening wants to find out more about what y'all do, is there a website or anything that they can go to?
No. Yes, of course
No.
there is. I think it's lithrotary.org.
Mhm.
With LITH Rotary.org.
And I think one of the most important things, if I can
Yeah,
speak
please
to
do,
it
yeah.
quickly, is I am a mother of 5, and my youngest was finally in school full day. And I was like, what am I going to do with my time? And I wanted to find a club that was specifically international. And the very first day that I walked into this club, a member pulls out his phone and he says, oh, we just got back from Peru and this is what we built. And we just went here and this is what we built. And my point to that is, there are people that will think, maybe I don't have time.
Mhm.
Maybe they're not doing anything that I can contribute to. And the most important thing is to recognize that every club needs every personality, every pillar
Yeah,
of support,
correct.
and everybody has something to contribute. So in this club in particular, I found a group of mentors.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was very happy to walk in.
That's cool.
Mhm.
And of course, you don't have to be an old white person. Right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So
We're pretty diverse.
I joined the club when I was 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like right after my birthday, and the Rib Fest was occurring a couple blocks from my house. And I was just fresh from college, starting my own career, wanting to get involved in the community, right? And being a young person, I'm on social media a lot, and it's kind of seeing like all these people doing incredible things, going international, and I'm just thinking to myself, where could I do this? There's not much we're taught about in school, or saying where to get some career growth opportunities. So literally, I just went on a website and looked.
Called me.
Yeah, so I called Jackie, and I was like, "Hey, I'm looking to volunteer. Where do I go on? I don't know what to do." And so directed me to the website. I signed up for, it was like a whole day shift, which is like, they're 2.5 hour shifts.
Yeah.
I was like, I got the whole day, why not? And in the morning I was like, I don't know if I'm going to regret this or not. I got to say, well, look at here. I'm here now a year and a half later, and Rotary has shown me that just growing my career growth, but also personal growth.
All right, so everybody's dying to know. Did you do another full day shift?
Yes.
I
He never stopped.
yeah.
We're a fun group.
It's like afterwards, it was like
I want to say.
I was working the volunteer line. Another Rotarian, Becky, was where you just put on wristbands to get some beer, right? And then Jackie comes by, looks at me, and says, "You come here," and takes me to the beer tent. We need someone with the to do the cash. I was like, "All right, let's go." I was a credit union manager for 4 years. And it was just an incredible experience. I got to talk to a bunch of people, see how the fest ran. And it's not like your typical festival where it's just very crowded and there's tight spaces and it's like not much you could really go or do. This one is designed specifically like in mind of just the average person. You know, you have a family, you can go to the other side to the amusement park.
Yeah.
You want to come get food, you come back to the Rib Fest part with the stage. Very simple, very clear, but it's again one of those, it's an experience now where I've not just had mentors, but also people I can call friends. And it's something where I recommend any youth to join as early as possible.
And when he says youth,
Right?
He's around
I mean,
27.
I know.
Yeah, right,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Everybody.
I'm 12. That's why Nikki and I get along.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, so let's get into Rib Fest because this has become epic in Lake and Hills.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of putting Lake and Hills on the map because it's every summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many years have we been doing the Rib Fest?
This will be the 18th.
18.
Now
Mhm.
it would have been 19, but we did take a short break for a pandemic-y thing.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One.
So, but we did have an opportunity in 2021 as the window was closing. We got our Rib Fest in, so
Got it.
really we only lost 1 year.
So 18. This is the 18th
Mhm.
year. That's awesome.
Thank
Now,
you.
and when I say that, once we get into this, y'all, you're going to see the logistics and the craziness that is put together by,
7 people.
there you go,
Well,
volunteers, by the way.
Oh.
yeah, well, 6
Yeah.
at our best. But
Yeah.
volunteers, right, exactly.
All right. So the dates this year are July 11th through the 14th.
You got it.
Mhm.
Correct.
And where is it located?
So we every year have it at Sunset Park in Lake in the Hills.
Yep.
They have a great venue, and they have really given us literally the run of the park.
Yeah.
So we take it over from our carnival all the way into the park itself, and we utilize as much of it as we can, either for the festival itself or parking.
Yeah. So for locals, that's what, Miller and Halligus?
It's 5200 Miller Road.
5200 Miller Road, right? And it is, and it's. I wish there was more shade on some of those July days.
Oh.
Talk
Which
to
is-
the Parks and Rec.
Come
Yeah.
volunteer.
You
You'll
know
be
what?
under a tent.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say most of our event is held in the evening, so
Yeah.
it's Thursday evening, Friday evening, and so it's really only Saturday and Sunday that are during the day. But to my friend Lindsay's point, we have 3 very large tents
Very
that can be
large.
utilized
And
to
very
protect-
clean.
Check the
Yes.
chrome.
Mhm.
All right. So this is an absolute 100% family-friendly event,
Mhm.
right? And it starts in the morning. No, in the
No.
evening,
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday, 4:30.
4:30.
Mhm.
Okay. And what's there to do for families?
Well, we have Windy City that has their rides and their amusements, and it's outside of where you pay to get in. So I want to back up for a second. One of the reasons why we consider this a family event is we haven't changed the price since it started. So
I noticed that. I
Yep.
was like,
Yeah.
it's gotta be an error on the website.
Nope. Nope.
It's $5. It's
$5
$5 to get $5
Correct.
to get in. but like 12 and under is free, and it depends on
Mhm.
if Lindsay's at the gate and she likes what you're wearing, you could get in for free, and that is a true story. So from our
$5. We
from
want you to
our-
come.
Bucks.
Yeah, so from our perspective, right, the idea isn't to make people poor. Our idea is to make people happy
Mhm.
and come in and enjoy. You're going to have to spend money to get food. You know, you're going to have to spend money to
On the
have
rides, whatever.
well, right. So we don't feel like overcharging at the gates or charging a major fee at the gates is going to be beneficial to anybody.
Right.
Um,
And free parking.
Free parking.
Free parking.
yeah, we like literally.
Yeah, we're crazy.
Well, listen, again, I say this, and these two will appreciate it because I say it all the time. Ribfest is an ends to a means to an end. I'm sorry, a means to an end for us. Not an ends to an end, right? A means to an end. And what I say about that is why I say that is because our point is the money that we make at this festival goes back either to the local community, the national community, or the international community, right?
Mhm.
So this isn't our money, it's everybody's money. And so there's no reason for us to overcharge at a gate and then overcharge for a beer and then overcharge. We
Just
want
come.
people to come. and the other part of this, Kent, is that our fest is a very reciprocal. So the whole point of it is to be part of the community, have the community come out, and then we can help the nonprofits in our community. So they come out and volunteer, and they get to represent themselves. So there's a lot of, for me, kumbaya in what we do.
No, that's cool.
It's a win.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's a win. It is.
And it's called Rib Fest because there's like a rib challenge, rib
Competition.
cook-off, rib
Indeed.
something.
Competition.
Competition.
Oh, yeah.
And this has become kind of nationally recognized as a rib.
They are national ribbers.
These
Right.
are national. Yeah,
All over.
They represent, and they take the cups and with them, and
They like to showcase.
yeah.
They like to showcase
Yeah,
and
like
say
to
Oh my
it.
God, they bring
Yes.
trophies, right?
Yeah,
Holy
yeah. You see
moly.
these giant banners, like they're not just like small, like go to like a farmer's market food truck. Nah, these are like huge
Real deal.
banners they set up, and on setup day, it's like, how the heck do you put these up?
They're fast.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
And
incredible.
I mean, it's smoked ribs, barbecued ribs,
Mhm.
rubbed ribs,
Brisket,
Brisket,
whatever, right?
chicken.
Oh, yeah.
mac and cheese, and we do have non-rib vendors there.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
so
we
if
need to
you-
talk about those too. No.
Mhm.
Like, sincerely, these are our local vendors, right?
Mhm.
So we have Smashed Burgers. He comes out. El Chido. He comes
Awesome.
out. We have Rush Creek Distillery. They come out and represent. We have
This year we have the other side,
the other
Yes.
the
side for
sober bar
Oh yeah,
for
so those
mocktails.
guys
Yeah.
are great.
Yeah.
I'm a huge advocate for the sobriety, but also mocktails because they're super delicious.
He orders
It-
kitty cocktails.
Yes,
and he-
I do. I'm the kitty cocktail guy.
It
So,
don't hurt the next morning.
yeah.
Correct.
That's
So we
all I-
literally have something for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, and the other side, the cool group. We're
Mhm.
trying to get them on this show. Let's talk about them 'cause
Oh,
they're awesome.
good.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But outside of some of those local, so who are some more? Do you know offhand?
Yeah, so we actually have a corn booth that is run by Dr. Beth Eilers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chiropractor.
God knows everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jones, man.
That's right.
And
216. We got it.
Then we have a local Dairy Queen that comes out. They
Mhm.
sell their stuff
Yes.
from Elgin. We have the Cream Puff guy who is brother. He owns his own truck and he's
And when we
brother.
say that, he makes cream puffs. I mean, you said cream puff guy. I just don't want to confuse people.
Right.
He
Good
makes
point.
the cream puff.
And-
Yeah.
Right. Thanks. Thank you
And
for that.
funnel cakes too.
Oh.
And-
Yeah, we have
Now, do you
Dr. We have Dr. Veg, and we have and then there's funnel cake.
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
But El Chido comes out and
Yeah,
makes
hello.
empanadas that sell out every year.
Immediately.
Like I've begged him to make extra
They'll make your
every
toast
year.
Yeah, and if you
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
had seriously, if you haven't had Smash Brothers, Kevin
Yeah.
from Smash Brothers, if you haven't had his,
Amazing.
you're missing.
Now, with the funnel cake, is it powdered sugar? Do you do
Mm.
cinnamon and sugar? What? A little caramel? What's
So-
your go-to?
My go-to is the classic strawberry
Ooh,
sundae
yeah.
funnel cake. Nothing beats the classic. I worked at Dairy Queen for like 2 years back in high school, and we did
He's
funnel
worked
cakes on this.
everywhere.
Yeah, I have, but
Right.
but
I
we
know everybody. He's working.
everywhere at festivals we went to, we brought a funnel cake fryer, and I just cooked those. So it's like I have burn marks still to this day that represent that.
Funnel cake?
No, I don't do funnel cakes, but I will eat 5
Ooh.
empanadas.
And those are when they're warm like that.
Yes.
I'm more of an eclair girl, so I hang out with the cream puff guy. We're not calling it cream puff guy.
Yeah, no.
If I'm gonna have myself a funnel cake, I'm gonna be quite frank with you, Kent.
Yeah, please.
I like it just bare naked, just the
The naked
crispy.
funnel cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, as long as it's not greasy, I'm with
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's just really
I don't like the powdered sugar because I end up with it on me.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
over and
Just that
everything.
and then you inhale it.
We do have
too.
hand washing stations.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have that.
All right.
I will tell you, new this year, we have a Bavarian pretzel, and the guy who is coming in owns the restaurant in Cary. It's like a bar restaurant, but he makes these killer Bavarian pretzels, and so he's coming in.
So we are forming a relationship with brotherlylovecreations.com. They're out of Philadelphia, and their number one selling candle is the Philadelphia soft pretzel smell.
Wow.
That's
See?
why I said I'm such
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So we're clear. I would take a
We'll sell
Bavarian
those.
pretzel over anything
Oh, so good. So
in the
good,
whole
right?
wide world.
All right. As far as some of the rib competitors,
Mhm.
right? We've
Mhm.
got them from again across the nation.
Texas.
Pigfoot
Yes.
out of Ohio. The
Mhm.
one I love is the Texas Outlaw
Mhm.
Okay.
out of Kentucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
They sold.
Yeah, they sold.
I What?
Yeah.
Cowboys Barbecue and Rib out of Fort Worth. After Hours Barbecue out of Ohio. Armadillos Barbecue out of Atlanta. And Mojo's Rib Shack out of New Franklin, Ohio. I mean, so we've got some good Midwestern
Yeah.
killer
So did you know that
barbecue.
the rib burn off started in Cleveland, Ohio?
I did not know that.
Okay, well it did, and that is why you will see
See
that
the
we have
Ohioans.
three: the Ohio and the Kentucky people,
Yeah.
because Cleveland, Ohio had the very first one, and I know this because I'm from Cleveland, and I was.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
That's what I heard.
You're
it's a
welcome.
song, right?
So, just so you know, that's
I
why
love
we have had a lot of different ribbers from a lot of different places, but I'll be honest with you about our ribbers. They are our partners as well.
Mhm.
So most of these guys have been with us they were with us right before the pandemic and right after the pandemic.
Yeah.
And, there were some changing of ownership throughout that time. But one of the benefits of having partners like our ribbers is that, we don't have to go and search up for them. We have right now a list of 6 additional ribbers that
Wow.
are waiting,
Ready to go.
ready to go. But we've always been a believer of giving our ribbers right of first refusal because they have been they've been very loyal to our mission and to our.
We're
our
also one of the
cause.
cleanest fests that they work at.
It's-
So.
I was just going to bring that up
Yes.
because it literally is so enjoyable for the family.
Yeah.
It's clean. There's not trash. There,
Yep.
you know what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying?
know.
We really pride ourselves on that. Really the awesome thing about the fest is after the fest is done, we clean up the rest of it. We go home, we prep
cleaned every night.
we
Mhm.
prep with our equipment people, and it's the next morning. It's like nothing ever happened.
Can
It's
I tell you how that
crazy.
started?
Yeah,
back in-
Yeah.
go
So
ahead.
back in 2015 was my first Rib Fest, and my boys were on the rowing club team over in Crystal Lake, and I saw that the Rotary Club was giving away like $2,500 or $2,800 if people would come and volunteer to clean the tents, but it was specific to kids, and we had a very dedicated group of kids, and I got them over there, signed them up, said, you guys can use this for uniforms. You can use it for, people that can't afford to row, whatever it is you want to use it for. And we set up a competition between the kids for who had the most steps. And rowers are not your typical kids anyway. So they didn't even miss practice. They were switching in and out. There was not one rib on the ground. The tables were clean, and they volunteered there for the next 3 years, and it became the standard.
Yeah.
So after that, we've had the NIU hockey team come in.
So
Wow.
the hockey team they have done an incredible
Oh, yeah.
job for us. So they started out, we going back a few years, we would actually hire short-term employees, short-term guys to come out, and we would pay them
temp
hourly,
guys,
right?
yeah.
Temp
Correct.
guys. And they just were not doing the job we wanted them to do. And so we had a connection with NIU hockey, with the manager, and he brought out his guys, and they just cleaned, so not underneath the tents, but they cleaned
The grounds.
the
Parking
grounds
lots.
and worked in coordination with the village.
Yeah.
They had 4
Avoiding-
guys that did better than the temp agency.
Yes.
Right.
So
Wow.
this year will be the 4th year, and we have it's all about
Yeah.
partnerships and being reciprocal, right? So we give them a nice donation. We are their top donator sponsor for the hockey. In fact, we have a day for ourselves that they have us come out, and we get to hit the
puck.
puck.
Yeah, we go to a hockey
Yes,
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they gave us some
And for this year, utilizing this little program essentially that was started to help out local businesses and just people who are in need of funds. We're working with this year the Break Teen Center in Crystal Lake,
Yep, love the break.
and they're going to be helping out to clean our tents.
Let them on. Let's talk about
Yeah, so
and a couple other shows.
we've been Jackie actually introduced me to Andy through her connections, and we're working with them on a vocational scholarship for specifically for kids in the break, so they have also additional services after school. And we were talking about we have this little program where a club where anyone comes out and helps us just clean and just enjoy the time they have there.
But they
Well,
have
also-
a blast. Everybody wants to come
everyone
back.
has
That's-
fun. Yeah,
That's
so
the best part.
they were so thrilled. I'm like, I'm great. Like, this is phenomenal because it's we get help out also the environment, so we don't have left everything behind,
Yeah.
but also help out someone who is in needs of funds too.
I love it. Also, while all this is going on, incredible music every day.
Yeah, every day.
And when I say incredible music, I was looking at the lineup this year. Right? There's a couple that I'm like, but like right off the bat, you all set it up swinging for the fences.
I wish we could
Yeah.
honestly, I wish we could take full credit, but
Yeah.
Murray Weiner is our agent,
Okay.
and he handles that for us.
Murray, great job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Incredible job.
phenomenal.
He
Just have a
he
little
pays
time.
he pays attention to so he starts with his main stage, like who is it he wants to sort of highlight, and then he builds around that so that the people that are coming in to watch the main stage, it's all one stage, but
Right.
the main act, it's the rest of the music sort of builds on that and kind of
Love
gives you it. And he's been helping us since 2021, because we missed 20, but so this is our 4th year working with him. And so last year he promised us Jefferson Starship, signed the contract. They were going to be our lead, our national act, our main stage act on Saturday.
They built this city.
Indeed. But guess what? Guardians of the Galaxy was coming out, and they are featured on one of the tracks.
Yeah.
So they got bumped from our fest because they had to go on this tour. I say had to, but they got paid.
They had an obligation.
From
Yeah.
this really small movie, you know.
But this is literally the 3rd time that they've been at our fest over the last 18 years. But this is the first time they came back, and they're like, no, you don't understand. We have to do their fest this year.
That's cool.
We totally bumped them last year, and we have to
That's
do their
classy.
fest.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
classy.
yeah.
So-
But that also shows what a great festival it is,
Mhm.
right? It's run well, with a name like that, right? Now, right? So the 11th, is that
Mhm.
Thursday? Is that
Mhm.
Thursday.
So the 11th, we start off with Simply Elton,
Oh,
right?
This
I
is
mean,
my list.
that's gonna. And if you're not an Elton John fan, turn this off. Right? I mean,
I was impressed.
Yeah.
yeah.
it's actually
Okay.
Brian Harris. He's one of the best Elton John covers. I mean, he's the look, the everything. He's really good. And then Hello Weekend is on the 11th as well,
Mhm.
which is they're a cover band, but incredible talent,
Mhm.
right? And then we roll into Friday, I think, right, or
Mhm.
the next
Yep.
day, the 12th, and it's Anthem. Now the Anthem is classic rock, Led Zeppelin, 70s Boston.
Mhm.
I mean, really, really good.
And then we get into my favorite.
This one intrigued me.
Have you seen them?
I
you
have
seen
not
them?
seen this.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to tell you the backstory
Yeah.
of Radio Gaga, and it is
Yes.
incredible. So the singer of Radio Gaga, his name escapes me right now, of course.
Freddie
He,
Mercury.
yes.
Yeah.
So it is a Freddie Mercury and Lady Gaga kind of like
Smash.
duet
Smash
smash.
up,
Like
yeah.
they do so well together. But the backstory on this. So the gentleman that is Freddie Mercury on stage actually went to Jacobs High School.
Really?
And he was down in Chicago holding a talent search and at Navy Pier. And he had this idea in his head of this duet. And he was just waiting to find his Gaga. And this girl gets up, wins the competition, and he says, I found my Gaga. And they
That's awesome.
are phenomenal, but like they're so good, it brings tears to my eyes, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not even my kids. Like,
and
Right?
they're incredible.
And we had
Oh.
so Lindsay and I a few years ago,
Mhm.
I said to her, "This just sounds like a
We got to see this.
like we
Yeah.
need to see it.
Mhm.
Like this sounds like a band for us." And they were playing in Crystal Lake
At the Dole.
at the Dole.
Mhm.
And so we went over there, and it was just my husband and her husband. This was just four of
Yeah.
us, and I couldn't even stand in the back. People were talking. I'm like, I cannot. You guys need to shut up. I'm going to the. So I went
Well,
right.
you're a mosh pitter.
Yeah.
I am for real, right?
She'll run him
Excited
over.
to
She'll run him
mosh,
over.
So she pushed me.
And he does an incredible. She does an incredible.
It's insane.
But when you see them together, so we did have an opportunity to have them at the fest last year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Marie asked if we wanted them back, and we had such an incredible response, mainly because not mainly, but I would say a lot to do with the fact that he's a local boy.
Yeah.
That helps. And we like to, and we put him at the Friday night. And
Premiere.
we have found that Friday night is the best night for our cover bands that actually like dress and do the full
Yeah.
on
Experience.
They dress and do the full on experience.
But
Yeah.
everybody knows the words to the music, and
Yeah.
everybody's
Right.
dancing in
Yeah.
front of the
Singing and
stage,
dancing.
and
Oh,
it
that's
is
great.
one of my favorites.
They're-
to
They,
happen.
they just
For $5.
Yes.
Yeah.
again, it's just an
$5.
experience.
For $5.
Yeah.
$5. That's right.
If you're just tuning in and you're catching this, we're talking about the Rock and Rib Fest in July at the Lake and Hills Rotary. And we've got representatives from the Rotary here. But if they want more information, they go to
www.rockandrotaryribfest.com.
Yep, and that's slang rockin'. It's not rocking. It's
Rockin'.
ROCKIN.
You got it.
That's right.
Rotary.
It's a very nicely built website. You will know when you're
It's a
there.
great
Yeah.
website. It really is.
Right?
It's a great,
Yeah.
very, very. It keeps you going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good website. It
Yeah.
really is. And then the 13th, we go Everett Dean and the Lonesome Hearts. I think he kind of looks like an old 50s, 60s.
Yeah, he does like
type of guy.
Elvis and
type
like,
thing.
yeah. And
Yep. Renegade Wildflower also on the 13th. Eliminator. It looks like a ZZ Top cover.
Mhm.
Heart to Heart Break.
that,
Or
Heartbreaker,
yeah,
sorry.
that's the female, that's the all girls band, I think, that does
The heart music and stuff.
yeah, and they're phenomenal.
And then wrapping up the 13th, Jefferson
Jefferson
Starship.
I'm sure you've heard of them before.
Right.
What?
Right.
Once or 100 times.
Ooh.
And then the 14th, there's also some music being played. Mr. Myers Band,
Mhm.
Generation, and Disco Circus.
So Disco Circus was the circus. What was it? Libido Funk Circus. Remember that? It's those. It's that. Oh, well, they used to be. Oh, Kent.
I don't
hurts.
know. Funk
And
Circus.
transmission.
They were popular
They're
here.
very, yeah,
Are
and
they
so
a country band?
they.
'Cause I'm a country guy.
Oh
Oh yeah, no, you're
no,
not gonna find
totally
that.
opposite. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. The conversation
I'm glad you
has
brought
been
it up.
had. Do we want country music? And that's why God created Country Thunder.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
That's what God
or
Thursday night.
Rise Up.
You rise up, yeah.
So I did want to also mention another reason why we are family friendly, and I think this is the part where I talk about our very good friends and partners in the community that own businesses, small businesses. We also, starting on Friday at 4:30, we have a well, what do we call it?
We call it the vendor blender.
Yes.
That is because Julie Bevel, Julie Bevel came up with that, and that was in 2021. She wanted a way for her tribe, people of small business
Yeah, I
entrepreneurs,
think it's awesome.
to come out and have like an expo. And so this is just our 4th year, and it really has taken on a life of its own. I wish I could say that we did a lot to make this happen, but we have all types of businesses, small home businesses, and then we get bath fitters who, they love that kind of stuff.
Fitting baths.
But what's one of the best things there is that we do have a adoption agency, or our good friends at Hoof Wolf and Meow.
So for
Animals.
And they have animals there where you can adopt right off the bat. So it's a win-win in my person.
You can come and fall in love.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's so hard not to take a dog while working at the Rib Fest. So
Unless you have a couple at home. So the amazing thing is the passion and love that you've been doing it now for 7 years or something. You've been doing it for more than 7 years. You've been doing it 2-3 years now.
a 1.5.
1.5.
Seems like an eternity.
It seriously does.
That's why this thing continues to be what it is. I mean, it's the amazing.
It has turned into like my family's thing. This
Mhm.
our whole year revolves around Rib Fest, not Christmas.
No, I love it. But it's huge, and when I say that, I want people to understand that you're doing this for your community.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
I mean, this isn't raffling off a new car or something like
Mhm.
that. I'm not trying to poke fun at car dealers. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that this is we're 18 years into this,
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps getting better.
So here's how I see it, and have had to explain it to my husband. But you have people that are sitting at home saying, if I won the lottery, I would do X, Y, and Z with all of this money. And I recognized early on, all I have to do is show up for 4 days, and I get to do all of this stuff with the money.
Yeah.
So there's no wishing, there's no hoping. You just get up and show up.
Yeah, and I mean, in today's the great thing about Lake in the Hills, Algonquin, Crystal Lake, McHenry County is we really want to support everybody, and the vendor blender that you guys are putting in there. How many local businesses do we know?
Well,
39 to 40
Okay.
is what we did last year.
Yeah.
So that's a big range.
That was like a little too many. I think we're going to pare it down. To
Well, you
25.
said
I
it
just
like you said it. I was like,
wow.
you know, like
Well, when he
50.
said it,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
So-
I mean,
so-
You usually hear
Lord.
somebody say, I don't know, like 50 to 100.
So our
39 to 40.
Our goal with the vendor blender, with the point of the vendor, as you were mentioning, like it's showcasing local businesses, and the goal with the vendor blender is to show all those variety of.
I love that.
And that's what we're aiming to do each year. Each year, our vendor blender gets more fine tuned to show what the community wants to see, who they want to see, and there's a variety just so people can also connect.
And then and you meet. I mean, you don't meet Sam Walton, God rest his soul,
No,
right?
'cause
you
he's
don't meet Bezos, right?
Yeah.
But you meet Jim Smith.
Mhm.
You meet Mary Wallace, whatever,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Who owns this business and either runs it out of their garage or maybe has a storefront, in the area. And then you go, oh, I've seen you at grocery store, you know,
100%.
and this is this person's livelihood.
Mhm.
And I think that's huge because a lot of times, the world that I'm around is always like, you own a business, you are rich, you know what I mean? And then they go online and buy something.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I think the thing that I like the most also about just our club in general, a lot of people show up other places and they'll say, I would like to be associated with this, or I would like, maybe this will grow my business. And it seems like as soon as you come to our club, we're like, that's great. Hang up your hat or your tie, roll up your sleeves and get dirty. We are workers.
People of
Yeah.
action. That's
Now, and speaking of that, we've got a few minutes. So y'all just came back from a trip to Guatemala, right? Help our listeners to understand, because this is you go internationally, as you had said. Help them understand what was going on in Guatemala.
I'd like to start with Nikki, since this was his first trip.
Yeah.
So this was my first trip ever internationally as well. Never thought I could go internationally. Just always, I'm always on to the next things
He's not
locally.
Were you in the middle on the plane? Did you have a middle seat?
I did. I did until I asked for an upgrade on my second flight.
And everybody gave him a bunch of crap.
yeah, I did not hear the end of it. So, but honestly, I recommend anyone who can go international to do a service trip to do it. It just seeing 200 kids upon arrival at the school we were servicing, all holding signs saying thank you for coming and helping us, and it's all personalized, is just unbelievable.
So Guatemala's where?
So
Central America?
South
Yeah.
of Mexico,
All right.
north of
Yeah.
Honduras. It's between
Right.
Mexico and Honduras.
Right.
yes,
So you went in January,
February.
beginning of this month.
beginning of February. You just got back, so I mean it was beautiful down there, right?
We did have
But it's
some
work.
There was some,
Yeah.
definitely
But you're
some
not just
beautiful.
hanging out at the beach.
Oh
No,
no,
there's no beach.
I don't know where
no,
the beach is. Well,
no.
there is a beach, but it's way over on the west coast. You really have to.
So go ahead.
So here's the thing about Guatemala. So it's kind of tucked in, and they've struggled with their government and and cartels. So which is worse? It's hard to say, and on top of that, the indigenous people, which are the Mayans, are by far the poorest, and so. Education stops at 6th grade there. You only have to go to 6th grade. And so a lot of these kids barely make it to that. And if they don't get any other education, they will stay in poverty with their families. In fact, in this particular region, it has the highest rate of pregnancies for girls between the ages of 10 and 14, which is just around the world. And that's because, culturally speaking, that's what they learn. They learn that once they start menstruating, they procreate. That's their culture. And this gives them an opportunity, especially the young girls, to not only learn a language, because some of them only speak
Quechua.
Quechua is the Mayan language, so they don't even speak Spanish. So they have to learn Spanish to begin with. But it also gives them empowerment. They learn that they have control of their own bodies, their own lives, their own minds.
Wow.
And this is the second school that this particular gentleman that we work with, that he started down in Guatemala. It's a rough country, man. They have like volcanoes and shit. Like they have all the stuff that happens. Like it's not just all the other things. There's like natural disasters
It's like
too.
Jumanji, for real.
And the most speed bumps you'll ever see in your life.
Roads will just end.
Big spiders. I mean,
oh,
creepy.
very good.
You got that,
Yeah,
I'm in
that's,
my room.
yes, I
Saddled
personally
up and
met my
riding.
own. Thank you very much. I told you, spiders, they like me. I hate them. So from our standpoint, like I said before, a means to an end, right? So we we budgeted $40,000 for this service project. We did we erected a boys' dorm that will sleep 100 boys.
Wow.
We
Mhm.
increased the number of their bunk beds. We increased the number of their tables. They live outside.
And what's the best part?
We painted.
We painted.
We did Mayans. We helped the kids with Mayan symbols and what have you. But the best part is by far the connection that you have with these kids.
Mhm.
Sure.
There is a lot of crying at the end of the week.
Oh, yes.
Right? There's a lot of
Time and talent speaks volumes to people without language.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of it. Like it makes me want to
I-
cry right now.
I
There's a
don't
lot of
speak
interaction.
Spanish or anything like that. I use my phone translator to at least get stuff by, but
if you could get it to work.
yeah, but it's throughout the whole time we barely have spoken, here and there telling like, oh, let's do this. I'm going to show you to do it this way. And I was like, oh, I didn't really get to them as much or have an impact, but not until that very end where
It all comes together.
it all comes together. They're so thankful and they had such a great time where these, yeah.
That's so cool.
As much as I thoroughly enjoyed our trip and it was very, very impactful for us, I do think it's important for us to circle back around to the fact that we also give away $40,000 in nonprofit grants from our fest,
Mhm.
plus another 20,000
Yeah.
in
Scholarships.
So, while we very much want to do the things internationally, we spend the majority of the money that we
Yeah.
make from the Rib Fest
Here.
here.
So here's what we'll do is we're on the back end of this episode,
Mhm.
but what we'll do is we get closer, we'll have you come back,
Mhm.
right? And we'll do it again. Maybe we'll do it from the Crystal Lake studio where maybe there won't be a bird flying around.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Or a tornado.
Or a tornado, right? I mean, we survived.
Oh, yeah.
We survived.
Not
We started-
runners.
That's what the Rotary does. Man.
Yep.
They're in there all the time. Where if somebody wants to learn more about the Lake in the Hills Rotary Club, where do they go for that?
So lithrotary.org for our
That's LITH.
correct.
Rotary.
Rotary.
.org.
Correct. And if you're wanting to look at our Rib Fest and see how awesome it is,
Yeah.
you go to rockinrotaryribfest.com. And if you want to see all the projects that we have done locally, go to our Facebook at Rotary Club of Lake in the Hills.
And you can volunteer to pour beer for the
Yeah,
Rib
we
Fest.
need
You can
volunteers.
Oh, yes.
Volunteers.
Again,
Oh, yes.
Volunteers and
if you look
sponsors.
right here, right there, that's where you go.
Yeah, there's
Thank
a.
you.
There's
Right
a
there.
oh,
This way.
That's it. All right, Lindsay, Nikki, Jackie, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, awesome stuff. Come back anytime. If you have a commercial, here's what I'll say. 216 Creator Studios wants to help out with RibFest any way that we can. So if we want to cut some commercials, you got to come in and create some videos, some shorts, or some reels, whatever. Come on in, and we'll work with you to get it taken care of.
Oh, I got a
That's
fun
awesome.
one.
So we're here to help you out.
Oh, that's
and,
awesome.
That's
And
awesome.
anything that we can do to help is great.
yeah.
And the closer we get, we'll just keep keep pumping it up.
Awesome.
Excellent.
It's a good time for everybody.
That's it.
Yeah.
Listen, that's doing it for this episode of Let's Talk Local. Remember, it's your dime, so let's talk local.